Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the great pleasure of meeting with Tim Sullivan, who's Corporate Vice President with Sales Performance International. Welcome,
hey, Gerhard.
Tim.
Good to see you.
So we live in an age that's a little bit crazy because you have human development and you have technology development, and there is a lot of digital transformation going on.
Right.
So can you share your thinking how sales leaders need to think about that process to get to the next level?
Absolutely. Digital sales transformation is something that we've been doing a lot of work with over the last few years. And the truth of the matter is that there are so many tools and technologies that are available today that fall into the category of digital transformation.
Right.
That a lot of sales executives and managers don't quite know what to do with it. What we have discovered is that if you use those tools properly, you can make your sales organization much more adaptive to changes. And what we're seeing is that changes in growth initiatives and company strategy, outside pressures, economic pressures, and so forth are happening at such a rapid rate now that sales leaders need to be able to adapt very quickly. They don't have time to transform sales. And so digital sales transformation gives them the ability to do that. The question, of course, is to do it in a structure and a way that they can replicate that very quickly and make it a core competence.
Right. So I think that the key word is agility, and everybody talks about it, but what is the reality? How do I get the entire organization to act in an agile way?
Yeah, actually we look at agility in two levels, right? And the first one is at the individual salesperson level. There's been research, I'm sure you're familiar with, out of University of Florida about the importance of increased salesperson agility. That is, they have to be able to master multiple methods and techniques now to be able to adapt to different kinds of buyer situations. And the skill level required of salespeople today is correspondingly much higher than it was even just a few years ago. At the organizational or the sales leadership level, agility means being able to adapt to those changes in growth strategy and economic and other kinds of outside factors that require them to move the organization whichever way they need to do it. And to help the sales organization to develop the kinds of core competencies and knowledge that they need to be able to execute those strategies. That's becoming increasingly important to ongoing and replicable kinds of success.
But there's another layer, which is the advent of artificial intelligence that's moving in, that is changing the game again. So how should sales leaders think about AI and how to deploy that?
Well, there's been a lot of hype around AI, but we've been doing a lot of experimentation with AI over the last 2 years. And we see a tremendous potential for AI to make the development of salespeople and sales organizations much more efficient than it's been in the past. For example, the ability of AI to monitor how someone is interacting with sales learning and development content. And as they monitor them in a million different ways, they can change that experience from person to person so that it's tuned to the way that they prefer to learn and make sure that they're actually mastering all the concepts. So if I need a little bit more remediation, the AI can adjust the content to provide more in-depth review of that content. If I'm getting it really fast, the AI will know that I'm actually mastering it and can shorten it. So a lot of the complaints that you hear about, well, don't dip me down in standard kind of sales training. I've been through this a million times already. With AI, it's going to be different from person to person, which is really exciting. We see a lot of innovation coming with AI to truly personalize training content, and you're going to see a lot more coming out in that regard in the next few years.
One more quick question. What trends do you see in learning that people need to get ready?
The main thing is we're seeing a movement away from hose everybody down in generic kinds of training for the entire organization. There's a place for that, right. Establishing standards, methodological, and so forth. But main thing is that it's becoming more competency-based. It's also being forced into shorter learning loops. Millennial learners are driving a lot of that, being able to access content on mobile platforms just in time, being able to review content in 3 to 5 minutes, practice in a safe space, and then apply it to real world situations and get relevant coaching very, very quickly is really changing the paradigm and how sales training is happening today. So a lot less on generic kinds of skill programs and a lot more on highly relevant competency areas.
Tim, how can people learn more about your company?
Feel free to connect with us at www.spisales.com, or you can send us an email at info@spisales.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.